So Qatar has only just begun and already the shocks have started as Coco Gauff goes tumbling out at an early stage yet again in Doha. And we had Emma Raducanu fresh off of her first final since the US Open triumph, but unfortunately she retired against Osorio Solano due to injury. We're going to be going through it all on this short episode. That's right, here we go. And because there are a few stories that I wanted to talk about, I thought I'd put this one out for you guys. And Coco Gauff being the big story, really, of the day. And it's just something I really wanted to talk about, something I feel quite passionate about, somebody who I've had very high in my estimations. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you will know that I had her last year finishing the year as my year-end number one. This year, I have her as a number two. I've dropped her down one place. But there's just something not clicking at the moment for Coco Gauff, and she lost in straight sets today against a very competitive opponent in Cocciaretto, but somebody who was a lucky loser in this tournament and didn't make it through the qualifying. Just got in through being a lucky loser. Then had to win, obviously, a first round match against Giacomo. But you would expect Coco Gauff to be beating somebody of her level. And it was a complete upset for the bookmakers. 9-1, I believe, you could have got for Cocciaretto to defeat Gauff, but 6-4, 6-2, not even a set on the board for Coco Gauff. But a really good performance from Cocciaretto. I was really impressed by the way she was able to just keep Gauff going in the rallies. Like, normally Gauff is such good movement side to side, but there was always another shot in the chamber from Cocciaretto, and I think you got to give her credit for that. Never gave up on any rally and hit some really big winners in a lot of these long rallies as well. Definitely deserved the win, but something definitely not clicking for Coco Gauff right now. Obviously, she's just come off the back of a defeat to Svitolina in that Australian Open, where it was a similar performance. Underwhelming, not really. I think she played better today than she actually did against Svitolina, to be honest. I didn't think that there was really anything to take away from the Svitolina match. This match, there were still some good shots, some big winners, but she was out-battled, I feel, in this match. And that's a worrying thing, which is something I really rate Coco Gauff for, is her like grit, determination, willingness to dig in. And I'm not feeling that right now. Maybe there's something just not quite there. She's still very young, obviously. We put a lot of pressure on her shoulders. It's only because we love watching her tennis, want to see the best out of her. We know that she can win Grand Slams. And it's just disappointing to see her go out an early stage in Doha yet again. That is 3 years in a row she's gone out in the second round. And for a Masters event or a WTA 1000 event, simply not really good enough. If you're going to be considered in that space with Sabalenkas, Igors, the people who really do well at all of the Masters events, it seems, you need to be at least getting deep, at least quarterfinals, I would say. And yeah, she's not really turned up here. The lucky loser, Cocciaretto, had a 0-3 record against Coco coming into this, but she did actually defeat Coco a long time ago. We're talking 8 years ago at the Girls Australian Open when Cocciaretto was 17 and Coco Gauff would have been 13 years old. So that's the last time that she was able to defeat Coco Gauff. Since then, she has not been successful until today. And in her first ever Doha main draw, she beats the world number 5. First top 10 win since beating Pegula at Wimbledon last year. So clearly does well against the American players. And third top 10 win. What a win. What a moment. Yeah, savor this because even though Cocciaretto's done well here, I still don't see this being like the catalyst for some reason. I still see her if she was to come up against another like top player like a Raducanu or someone like that. I don't think that she even stands a chance, and that's being with the greatest respect. She's taken out Coco Gauff, but I think Gauff is in a little bit of a weird patch at the moment. Let me know what you think in the comments about Gauff's performance. And do you think this was just lights out tennis from Cocciaretto or a bit of both? Do you think Coco Gauff just struggling a little bit? She said in a post match interview, I just feel like some of the things I've been working on in practice aren't translating to the match court, which is super frustrating. I can imagine. And it looks like that. It looks like she is still trying to grow her game, and it doesn't seem to be working in real time. Unfortunately, the only way that you can really test it is out there on the match court. And if it doesn't work, sometimes it can be over in a flash. And today's match was a little bit like that, as was the Svitolina one as well. Got to give credit to Cocciaretto, though. As she said, I think this week it's a bit different for us in Italy. Now I'm more focused on the Winter Olympics than, than for the tournament. Maybe cheering for the Italian athletes is the key. And that's why I'm playing better, maybe. It is possible. See, when the Italians are doing well, like all the Italians seem to do quite well. I mean, obviously, Paolini didn't do too well today. She lost to Maria Sakkari, but there's something to be said. The Italians have some sort of extra, I don't know, fire within, and they have this real energy which translates around their players across all sports, I think, from football. Obviously, now we've got Winter Olympics, got the tennis. Yannick Sinner's inspired many other male players as well. It's a very interesting thing to see. Coco Gauff, despite losing that match, she finds herself moving up the rankings, and she moves up into fourth in the live rankings. Still quite a way away, 1,000 points behind Raducanu, who still has the rest of the tournament to play, as does Iga. Yeah, it's it's a lot. I feel there's a big gap right now, and we see the consolidation of what was the big three before. They're back again, aren't they? Since Raducanu won yet another Grand Slam, it's like normal service resumes, and Coco Gauff needs to find a way of inserting herself back in the picture. Maybe the clay courts is where she's going to come to life. Maybe Roland Garros again. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about Coco Gauff right now, and where do you think it's going to turn around for her in 2026? I think it could be the clay courts, to be honest. I think she may benefit from a bit of a slower play, somewhere a bit more forgiving, and gives her a little bit more time to work on her game. Moving away from Coco, though, let's move on to the Brit. It is Emma Raducanu, and there's been cause for celebration because she did make it through to a final. It was great. It was the Transylvania Open, the one that a lot of people were saying, come on, just drop down, do some lower ranked events like a 250. She's done it. She normally plays this event, and she got to the final. She played well throughout the tournament. I think her and Castella both played great all the way to the final. And in the final, there was only one player in it, to be honest. Sorana absolutely obliterated Raducanu in the final. It was 6-2, 6-love, 6-2, sorry. And she won her home tournament, obviously in Cluj. Fourth career title for Castella. And Emma Raducanu, I thought it was really nice to see the embrace between the two of them, saying, I'm so happy for you, the perfect end, and you're playing unreal. Yeah, I've not seen Castella play with this level of confidence for quite some time. So very impressed by her as well. But well done to Raducanu. Getting to a final. This is what I wanted to see from her this year. Just drop down some events, play some smaller events. We might see her in some more finals. We may even see her win a 250. That would be brilliant if we can start seeing her picking up a few trophies, being in a few finals. That's exactly what we need, because I still think that she played all right in this next tournament. Obviously, she's not used to getting to finals, but she had to retire against Osorio Serrano. Um, it was a competitive match while it lasted, and it's frustrating because it's somebody that we know that she can beat. She's beaten Osorio Solano already earlier this year in straight sets as well. It was competitive, but we know Raducanu on her game can beat her. Maybe she just needs to just get used to playing this amount of tennis, going deeper in tournament after tournament, and we'll start to see the real Raducanu back and playing well. I know there's going to be some choice words. People are going to say her body can't hold up. People are going to say that she pulled out when the going got tough again. They're saying it's due to illness that she's had to retire. I know there's been a lot of sickness going around in the UK. I don't know if it's the same as the rest of the world. I've been sick for about 3 to 4 weeks with something, and there's been a lot of other people I know as well sick. So wouldn't be surprised if these things translate to tennis tours and people around the world. It's going to happen. But I reckon there's some fatigue there as well. It may have brought it on even quicker. Who knows? She had her blood pressure checked at the start of the third set. And she's played a lot of tennis, but hopefully she will be healthy and back to play in Dubai. Just happy to see her looking happy on a tennis court again. Let me know your thoughts about Raducanu in that comment section as well. Two sort of biggish stories: Coco Gauff's form, Raducanu sort of coming back to form, but then the same old, retirement yet again, adding another one to her career. And one other person I've got to mention, this is just on the men's side. I feel that I have to touch on it. I feel I've given him the touch of death, unfortunately, which is Flavio Cobolli. Ever since I put him in my top 10, he's never looked the same again. And Flavio Cobolli loses in straight sets to Jack Pinnington Jones, one of the Brits, 181 in the world, 6-2, 6-2. It was just an easy win in Dallas. And Flavio has lost he's lost his last 4 matches and his last 9 sets. It's a worry. It really is a worry for me right now, because obviously he's 20 in the world. The way he ended last year, Davis Cup champion, that type of thing, really saw from his Grand Slam performances last year that he was on the up. And this is a really disappointing start to the year for Flavio Cobolli. Was hoping for more. Obviously, I believe there's been a bit of an injury. Just take the time to rest. Don't force yourself back and just be picking up losses. It's going to damage your confidence, I feel. We know the player is in there. We know the ability's in there. Just get yourself in the right headspace. Make sure your body's recovered again and come back stronger. Because I don't know how many more losses in a row this guy can take before it starts damaging his confidence. I feel like he's a type of player who wears his heart on his sleeve a bit, very passionate tennis player. And yeah, you see here some of his results. He's lost in his last 3. He's obviously lost to Arthur Ferry. That was at the Australian Open. Lost to Nardi in straight sets. Lost to Pennington Jones. And you see that one there as well, to Rinderknecht. Yeah, it's not great. It's not good news for Flavio Cobolli, but I mean, Italy are a bit spoiled with great tennis players, and there's always another one to take his place. Obviously, Lorenzo Musetti looking on fire, probably one I missed a trick on. And I'm sure we'll go into more of the tennis action. Obviously, there are other tournaments playing at the moment. I just wanted to cover these ones because they were the biggest upsets for me. We've also got Buenos Aires playing at the moment. We've got Dallas playing, Rotterdam there on the men's side, and we've got Doha on the women's. I'll bring you a full podcast, one with myself and JG, so that we're both together discussing all of the action. Try and bring that one to you tomorrow. But this one's just from me, just to talk about a couple of the incidents today. So let me know your thoughts on them in that comment section below. I've had my say. Do you agree? And look forward to reading all your comments. See you tomorrow on the next one. Like, subscribe. Over and out.